Good morning.
To see everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Us and our technical difficulties that always make us start 5 minutes late. So we are also live today on Instagram and we're live on Facebook. And that's what took us a couple of extra minutes. And look at that. It's 11:11.
No coincidences there, right?
No coincidences. Welcome to everybody. I know there's some people joining from Europe and a couple of people also in New Zealand. So welcome to those people who are on less ideal time zones today. So
alrighty.
Let's get started. And apologies
that we do some announcements first.
Well, just one announcement before we kick off, only because we may forget. But we are going to be at New Living Expo all weekend. So if you guys don't know about that event, it's a virtual event for the first time because they had to cancel it because of COVID. So they've got people like Marianne Williamson and Deepak Chopra and so forth. And we're speaking tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll send over the link later if you guys want to join in on that as well. And I guess we'll just dive in. How's everyone feeling today?
Can we see a view here? There we are.
Everybody's so quiet. We see a lot of. There's Stuart! Yay, Stuart from Canada! Yay, nice to see you, Stuart. We see some familiar faces and some brand new ones as well. And there's Jeff, Heavenly Jeff. We've missed you.
We've missed you, Jeff.
Yeah, we've been worried about you. So anyway, we will get started and just explain a little bit how we typically go about an hour to an hour and a half because we're never good about time and nor are our guides. But we'll typically, once Anthony's in trance, we'll just go into an interactive dialogue with our guides and you can ask some questions, whatever's on your mind. We just ask because it's live. I think the live bit is just our portion. It's actual screen of y'all, but still if you bear in mind that it's live, so if you ask your questions, do it in the chat room and that way your privacy will be more protected in that way. Does anyone have any questions? We are good. Ariane Facile from West Africa. Yay! Gosh, you're joining in every week now. This is wonderful. Yay! Anthony does speak French and I speak okay French after a couple of glasses of wine. Oh, East Africa. Okay.
That's East Africa.
East Africa. Okay. Oh, it is East Africa?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was West Africa. I worked in Kenya many, many years ago. So just for those who are new, because most of you look familiar, actually. So a lot of you are probably familiar, but do you want to just explain 2 to 3 minutes who we channel, how we channel, in 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll get started.
So just quickly, we channel our guides. We refer to them as the Ascended Masters. That was a name that we gave to them. That's what they would say. That's who they were and who they are. And the energies that come through us will always come through Renee first, and then they will come into me. And that's how we are able to channel just a variety of different energies. Because it's not just me, it's really coming through Renee's crown chakra first, solar plexus into my solar plexus, and then through my crown chakra. And that's how we channel together, actually.
But those of you new to it, Anthony's state is the only one that appears to be altered. So he will be in trance. I will be the grounded Gaia cord.
Yes.
But he will visibly be in trance and be altered. So if his face starts to twitch or get weird, he's not in any pain. It just means that maybe the energies are changing. So for example, who comes through is based on who's in the room today. So you guys literally, your souls call through who show up. So primarily the Ascended Masters come through, sometimes Yeshua or Magdalene, Mary Magdalene, if you guys aren't familiar with those two Ascended Masters. They may came through as individual energies to speak. Sometimes the angelic realm comes through, and often, or even the seraphim energies will come through like Metatron. And they don't say a whole lot. They really come through to do energetic work and to heal. So, just be open to that. Don't be afraid. If anything feels weird, just text in the chat and ask, what is going on here? But literally when they do the energy grids, it's, think about it as energetic manipulation of our frequencies to rise us to a higher vibration and strengthen our auric field.
And how they actually come into both of us as what they do is they literally just step into our auric field. And they'll say that they are shining their light brighter. And I can literally see them just stepping in. Yeah. And that's really what they do. And because we allow them to do it, so they'll do it. Remember that your guides will only work with you and through you if you allow it. You are always the master and the guru of your own soul. Nothing can come to you or through you unless you allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Always keep that in mind.
Always keep that in mind. So, whenever things feel weird or uncomfortable, just know that whatever you call in is what you choose to call in.
I'm very, very, very fortunate because I have Renee here as literally a grounding wire to help me. And she too is able to discern what energies are coming in and what's not coming in.
Yeah, so, I miss discernment over here. Those of you who were in our angelic class, we channeled Metatron yesterday, and it wiped us out for the entire day. That was a very powerful energy. So
yeah, very, very powerful. Wow. I could barely move.
I had 2 chocolate bars after that, and I very rarely eat chocolate. So anyway, if Isis can come through today. We'll see. It's a big energy.
Yeah.
We love energy, by the way, but it's a very big energy. Yeah. I would say it's on par with Metatron, and it's hard to hold for long.
I love that energy. She's really an incredible being.
Yeah.
She, he, they.
It.
I don't know what sometimes to call them, but.
So.
All right.
Yay.
So cool to hear about you all.
Oh, nice to meet you, Sylvan. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually teach how to connect and how to open in all of our courses. So,
alrighty,
with safely.
I always say as a channeler, challenge these guys, these beings, challenge them because
with your toughest questions.
With your toughest question, because that's what makes both Renee and myself as a channeler. We're both channelers, but it makes us even better. And when you're working with your guides, always challenge them. Make sure that they are who they say they are, and they are doing the work through you the way you want them to do the work.
Yeah, that's it's funny because we don't mention that very actually in our work, and we really should mention it more. Make sure they are who they say they are.
Make sure they are who they are, and everything will be okay.
And always connect to the light. So
I'm going to take off my glasses. I won't need them anymore.
And then we'll bring through the Ascended Masters and take your questions. So
one of the best ways to really focus on the energies that you want to come through is simply to just sit down, literally sit somewhere and just let them come. Focus on the energies that you want to come through. Feel the energies coming through. Whenever you feel tingling throughout your body, wherever it may be, you can pretty much be rest assured that they are coming. It can be a bit frightening at times, but just keep practicing, sit with it, and remember that you are source energy first and foremost above all things, and that's it. Yeah. And that's all you allow into your auric field. And that's what I do. And Renee and I do this every single day, every night. They come, they work with us.
They teach.
The other night, they helped us decorate the Christmas tree because Renee wanted them to. So
no joke.
And they can do pretty much anything now with us. So
yeah, that's true.
And with that.
So yeah, it's full embodied channeling, y'all.
I always like to have plenty of water with me. And always have plenty of water anytime you're doing any type of work.
Any kind of energy work. So if Isis does come through, that will be a big energy, and it will be important for you guys to really drink a lot of water. So
remember, we are made primarily of water, and our DNA is made of water in a sense. So when they're working with us, they're working with our DNA as well, among other things.
And the quantum field.
Yes.
That's the quantum piece.
So right now I can feel them.
So with that, we're going to get started and let them through. I'm just going to, I often play just a little crystal bowl to bring them through. Not that we need that. Anthony just likes it.
I love the crystal bowls because when you play crystal bowls, these are truly the frequencies that are connected to, I would say, the highest, if there is a high, or the frequencies that are closest to source energy. So I love these crystal bowls that Renee's playing, and it allows me just to connect, and I can see them, and I have fun with it. Always have fun on your journey. It's not worth it if you're not having fun, right?
Yeah, so everybody just take a deep breath. Really
take a nice deep breath.
feel yourself connected and rooted to the ground, to Gaia herself. Feel yourself as part of the whole. Know that you are connected to Gaia and to the cosmos. There's no separation. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Just feel yourself relaxing and getting connected into the earth. How are you?
Always an honor and privilege to be in. Thank you for receiving us.
You're welcome, guys.
We understand why we are here.
Thanks for being here. And we are live today. And for the two people who just entered the room, Anthony has just gone into trance, just so you know. So our guides are here. And Anthony's taken a back seat, so to speak.
In a manner of speaking, isn't that correct?
In a manner of speaking.
Now, let us first tell you these things before we get started and you ask questions to us and of us. We are what you refer to as the Ascended Masters. I also want you to know these things too. You are not different than we are. We are all the same. You can call yourselves the Ascended Masters also because you are of source energy. All of you come from source energy. You are the beginning and you are all the end, if you want to see it that way. Remember, there's no separation between you and source, universal consciousness. You are the glue that connects everything together. We've said that 1,000 times, and we're going to say it 1,000 more times until you understand this. And that you do not feel separated from us, and that you do not feel separated from anything or anyone on this earth plane. Mm-hmm. And
so there are some questions coming through, and on Instagram, if you guys do want to join our interactive part, there's a link on Instagram to get the Zoom link. So feel free to join us. Let's have a look. Let's go back because I want to make sure. I believe that we missed one. C.L. Yarvas, I don't know if I said that correctly, has said that is being called by the higher realms recently for the first time in a number of years. Can you help shed some light on the message? What was the message? Or just the idea of connecting? Do you want to maybe speak to why people are feeling that call from higher dimensions and that feeling of connecting for the first time in years, she said?
Well, first of all, we want to say happy birthday. And why do we say happy birthday? It's a renaissance. It's a rebirth. This is not the first time. But we will say this, that this is a time in which you are beginning now to wake up. You're starting to understand who you truly are in this lifetime. You're starting to heed the message. You're starting to see with your eyes and hear with your ears. You're starting to listen with your heart as well. You're letting go of all the fear, everything that makes you who you are as a species, as a human being.
There we go.
So congratulations to you that you are now finally starting to wake up. It's okay. It's okay to feel again, soul. It's okay. Put away the fear and only bring in love. Remember, fear is the opposite of love. So now you're going to turn it upside down and inside out, as above, so below, as within, so without. Remember these axioms. Remember who you are. You are love first. Now it's time to feel, and it's time to feel connected.
That'll also help with, I hope I'm getting the name right, Avon's question. How do you know who they say they are? That is a really great question. So it kind of extends from what you guys were saying, is know that you are love first. So whatever you're plugging into, if you're plugging into a sense of fear, that's what you're going to draw into your field. If you plug into love and know with all certainty that you are divine love and that's all that you will permit into your realm, that's what will come. But do you want to answer that question?
Yes, we will. Now, we've said this before and we'll say this again, and this is not to scare you, but we are not who you think we are. And what do we mean by that? We are energy beings. We are made up of light. We are made up of photons. We are made up of subatomic particles. That's who we are. Now, you are the same thing. There is no difference between us and you. You can be connected to us if you choose. But remember, we will always say this, every time you decide to work with us, always remember who you are, your authentic self. And that is, what is that?
Love, divine love, and source, that you are a source energy. Whatever source energy means for you, right? I mean, there's different belief systems across the world, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. Whatever that source energy is for you, that divine love, that universal consciousness, the cosmic soup, Elohim, whatever you call it.
That is who you are.
That is who you are.
But always remember that you are the highest and you are the best. And that is the only thing that will come within your auric field, because that's all you will permit. Remember that.
Yeah, it's the vortex that the Abraham Hicks speaks about, right? Whatever you focus on is what you bring into your vortex or your
always
field.
Be grounded.
Publications is best known for workshops on the law of attraction by Esther Hicks.
That's incredible.
I believe your computer is talking to
The
you.
computer is talking. That is crazy, actually. Alexa just heard the word Hicks and gave us something out of Wikipedia. Okay, go to sleep, Alexa. All right, for the guides, what is the purpose of life on Earth if it's all just an illusion anyway? Great questions. That's a really good question.
That is a very good question.
We've asked them that many times in frustrated moments. So if we are just all an illusion or a projection, just made up of energy, what's the point anyway?
That is a good question. What is the point? You are having an experience. You are creating an experience.
Can you speak a little louder?
With each experience that you have and each projection, as you call it, your own creation, your own manifestation of who you are in this lifetime, you are gaining knowledge, you are gaining experience. But we will say this to you as well. Believe it or not, you have all the knowledge. It's already there. You're simply experiencing something different.
In each reality, in each timeline.
The question is, why? What is it useful for? What good is it? Well, we cannot tell you that. That is for you to discover. You see, we don't give the keys to the multiverse unless you decide to earn them. And what we mean is this. You must put in the work in order to discover the answers for yourself. We will only give you the different paths that you can follow in order to do that. But we will say this. If there is a reason, then there is only one reason, and that is love. That is love, love, love. Above all things, to embrace love of who you are as a soul, to remember truly who you are as a light being, and to give this love to others, to share it, to pass it on. As you heal yourself, you heal others. Is that not reason enough? Does love not conquer all things? You are source energy. You are the proverbial glue that holds together space-time continuum. That is what you are. Discover this. Discover who you are. And we can't say that enough.
Because whatever we focus on, whatever we do, our thoughts, our voices, our intentions, our words, everything, our actions has a vibrational effect on everything else that we're connected to in the universe. And so, you know, with that, each of these are different experiences.
Why not create heaven on earth and experience that? You have the ability to create. You are incredible creator beings. Create, manifest, and then you will see where paradise really lies. It's not somewhere out there, but it's actually within you. And that's who you are. You are love, and you are loved. Be that love and pass it to others, and you will see incredible things happen in your own earth realm at this time.
Diane wants to know what's the best way to challenge them to confirm they are who they say they are. Did we address? We sort of answered that a little bit in the last question, but
simply ask them. You might say this is a universal law. They must respond. They cannot lie. You must ask them if they are of source energy, if they're of the Christ. And Christ, we mean not the man,
not religious,
but the energy that all planets have, which is an energy of love.
Christ consciousness.
The Christ consciousness,
yeah.
Yes.
Which is called different things, different places. So we do not mean Christianity. We do not mean this in a religion sense at all. Just the energy of divine love.
The energy of divine love, yes. Ask them if they are of the energy of divine love. They must say it 3 times, truth, 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 and see how they respond. Remember, you are in charge.
That's right.
You are the guru, the master. You only allow them to come if you say so. Ask, and it shall be given to you.
Yeah, it's very true. When we first started channeling galactic beings, I was not comfortable with it at all. So I told them to leave.
And they did, didn't they?
They did.
They felt a bit upset.
Hurt. but it took us a while to warm up to them. So I'm interested in the Philosopher's Stone. I heard that it can be made into an elixir to temporarily evolve your consciousness to higher dimensions. Is there anything that you can share about it, like how to make it? I love the alchemist among us.
1 second, please.
We have so many stones here. We have so many stones, gemstones, crystals, whatever. I'm always forever playing with them.
We cannot tell you how to make the elixir, but only you can do that. And what we mean is this. Each stone has its own resonance and its own frequency. Use the resonance and use the frequencies of each stone, combine them the way you desire, know their frequencies, know their resonance, and there you make your elixir. Then you will create and manifest as you see how, as you see fit. But be careful with all of the stones. They do hold a great deal of energy.
Yeah,
Isn't that true, Gaia?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, if you're really interested in going deeper with stones, just, I think you guys are all on our Facebook group, but if you're not in our Facebook group, head on over there and just remind me about, it's free, of course, if you just, want to join our Blue Soul Circles, and just remind me about the, because we just got a brand new book that just got released by a very eccentric English guy who talks about the elixir stuff of these stones. It's actually a pretty good book, and
we would encourage all of you.
I have about 100 books on stones.
To connect with stones. It's one path as a means to connect with your higher self.
This one goes a little more scientific, the one that just came in.
And spirit guides as well.
So I also have simpler ones if people don't want to go that deep, but that one just came through and it was super exciting. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll back up. Scroll back up. Guardian angels. Wow, a lot of questions have come in. Okay, here we go. What do the guides have to say about those who are atheists and non-believers? Had quite a few of those in our lives, right? Including ourselves at one time. Is it just because they are not enlightened or ready yet? And then there's a part 2 to her question. It's a great question, by the way.
Atheist.
We have several close friends who are
non-believers. Believers in what?
They do believe. Often, though, you'll find that people who are so-called atheists do believe in a higher consciousness.
Why would you equate atheism with not being enlightened? We will say these things to you so you can understand them. Remember, you are here to have an experience. If your experience is one that requires you to be fully disconnected from who you are on this earth plane, then we say by all means, experience it. Remember, just because you are atheist or you do not believe doesn't mean you are not a high, light, enlivened, awakened soul. It only means that you're here to have an experience. And that too is another path. You choose your path and become enlightened in it. We know, we see, and we feel many who are disconnected from their own selves, but they are of love as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who don't believe in a higher consciousness at all or source at all and show love on a regular basis. And then there's those who are totally disconnected and don't show love on a regular basis.
It is nothing more than an experience.
What about those from a religious realm that say only those that believe in Jesus or Yeshua will have an afterlife? I better not interfere with this one.
Again, it is nothing more than an experience. There are many who are of various religions who are very beautiful and loving people. We will say unto all of you, if it is your path to have a wonderful religious experience and to believe in one thing only, if you're going to do that, make it of love. Now, those who say that their way is the only way, that too is okay. Remember, that is their experience in this lifetime. Do not judge, only listen. Listen with your heart. Do not do unto others that you do not want done unto you. Do not judge. God does not judge the soul. Remember, the soul judges the soul on its own journey. You are a part of God. You are a part of the light. You are love. It does not matter what your path is.
And yet you also do tell us that gurus who say that there is only one way, that really there are many, many paths to enlightenment.
One way, how boring would that be? Why do you think your species has so many different ways to reach enlightenment?
Right. So there is not one way.
There is no one way. There are many ways. You choose the path, and we will allow or we will assist you if you choose.
Okay. Sonia has a personal question, so Sonia, we'll skip that and see if we have time at the end, because we're not going to do personal questions on a public forum because we are live. So that's just for your own security also. And it also takes quite a bit of time to go into personal stuff because they would have to connect into the Akashic records. So, so hopefully that's okay. But if we do have time at the end, we can try. Sylvan asks, I have a question about guardian angels. I've heard various things regarding how many we may have and whether the main one stays with us through all lifetimes or just holds the intention for the current lifetime. Can you provide clarity on this and any tips for connecting with them?
Yes.
Great question.
Guardian angels. First of all, who are they? What are they? We will tell you this. They are not who you think they are, but they are of love. Anthony loves angels, doesn't he?
He reads about them constantly.
Why is that? And we'll tell you why. We made him believe that he was an angel. But he's not. He is of love also. Let us say this. Your soul will decide to choose to work with an energy form as long as you decide. It could be 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 of your earth years. That energy will stay with you as a soul until you have learned or have experienced everything that you've chosen to experience through that energy form.
So it's very rarely that it would just be one lifetime.
They are, and there are many different frequencies that you refer to as angel energies, and they will stay with you if you desire. The best way to connect with them is to focus on them. Focus on their intention. Focus on your intention. Focus on what it is that you wish to experience.
So if you think about it, for all energy forms, we all have our own unique frequency and our own vibrational blueprint, and so does the angelic realm. So for example, Metatron, who we channeled yesterday, really isn't an archangel. It's more of a seraphim energy, but that has its own unique frequency. And so how we invoke that energy is read about it, oracle cards, sacred geometry, everything that the angel or the guide represents is literally what you try to bring into your field.
Very well said. And we will tell you one other thing, that angelic energies do not speak as a collective.
The way that, yeah, these
as
guys,
we do.
Yeah. So the ascended masters are speaking as collective one voice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That is quite okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
That is why you're here.
Strong females.
Yes. You are here to interrupt. Individual angelic energies will speak to you individually. They will not speak to you as a group. It's an enormous amount of energy. Call upon one and it will come. Call upon another and it will come.
So let's see. A new question. Had an epiphany from Ezekiel. Is there any message Ezekiel has to bring through?
Would you call this a personal question?
It's kind of a personal question. It is kind of a personal question.
If there is, then we would say this. Continue to have your epiphanies. Continue to wake up. Continue to feel the energy. If this is a guide who is waking you up at this time, continue to focus on this energy. Feel it, know it, understand it, and see, or at least try to understand the messages that are given to you. Look for them in your dreams. Look for them in sacred geometry.
Yeah, especially
look for them in numbers as well.
Because Ezekiel is also very much sacred geometry, right?
Yes.
As well. So start reading more about sacred geometry. We are going to do another angelic channeling course, Bibiana. So sometime in Q1 of 2021, I don't know exactly, probably start in February. And so we're going to try to get through a lot of the angels. And in that forum, it's a little bit safer. And also we have more time to go into details like that. So
if you say so.
That's actually been on my list to channel that one.
Very good.
Sort of been curious myself. So is there an end to the human experience, or do we keep reincarnating? Will we reach divine love? Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because we have literally.
You often ask us the same questions.
We ask the same questions to them often. So that's why I laugh often.
Is there an end? No, there's no end. But your species, as you perceive yourselves, will one day become very high light beings. And what we mean is this. You will be of love and love only. And you will be a beacon of light within your own universe that other beings similar to yourselves at this time are going through an enlightenment period. We don't like speaking of time because it really doesn't exist.
Well, the next question is all about time. So,
yes. So it doesn't end. And as frequencies, particles, and the wave forms that make who you are and who we are, you have free will to decide how you wish to experience life. You may experience it in this particular realm, or you may experience in another realm as well. And we're talking about other planetary realms. You are not alone, not even close to being alone. As there are as many stars in your own galaxy, and only in your galaxy, there are other life forms far higher than you and far below you, if you can understand what we mean. More advanced and less advanced. Your goal, if we could say this, is to become enlightened beings that assist others through love. No selfishness, no ego, no greed, but only love.
And when we connect and get into full harmony and balance with our soul and our energy body, and it comes together in our reincarnated form, that's what they mean by remember who you are, because a light bulb goes off and you feel that interconnectedness to all.
And you're doing that at this very moment.
So Olivia wants to know about time. I was having a debate with them the other night about this, because
talk to us about time.
They wanted us to do an angelic course in January and a goddess course and of course our advanced course. And I was like, I don't have time to do all of that.
And we will say this to you. You can either say fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what your perspective is. You all have an abundance of time. And when we say this, what we mean is this: time is irrelative. It does not exist, not as you see it.
Well, she wants to know, how can we speed things up or make it appear that there's more time if you're working on a project and you're tight on deadline and you're feeling overwhelmed? And
that type of time.
And you have a cranky boss.
1 second, please.
And the 3D,
yes,
dense physical world, when there's someone breathing down your neck.
So this has to be something of a functional response.
Yeah.
How do you go about it?
Exactly.
How do you breathe into it? That is a difficult one to answer. It all depends upon the soul. How do you go about handling time? What is it that you seek now as a soul that you desire to experience as it's related to time? Do you no longer wish to feel the stress and the pressure of time? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? We can't say, but we will tell you this: if you don't like, if it is not pleasing to you, this experience of time, then you have the ability to manifest a different experience within this particular earth realm. Was that good? We know what she wants.
Yeah.
We cannot give her absolutes where absolutes do not exist.
So I'll just add this: when we get into a more blissful, serene place of being present and we don't stress as much about the time, we actually create a different perception of time and a different reality.
That is why we said it is up to you, up to the soul, to discover your own perception of time. And we know that this is difficult. How are you going to achieve that blissfulness of the present moment?
And sometimes I also think this is something I've learned over the years, and I was a publicist for many years. Trust me, I had many, many deadlines, worked with TV stations, and I think a lot of times deadlines can be changed and we don't think they can be changed.
Let us also tell you this: many that are around and in your lives now are here for a reason. And we always say this: they're here to show you who you are not.
Yeah.
Perhaps
right.
your boss is showing you right now who you are not, so that you may become who you truly are in this lifetime. Turn everything upside down and inside out and look at it that way.
Yeah, that's great also, actually.
Thank you.
So I wish my guides could communicate with me clearly in frequencies I can perceive and inform me of what is happening in my energy body at every moment. Oh, that's a tough one.
Every moment.
That's a tough one.
First, you don't want
Me too. Me too, but not every moment.
In order to communicate with them, again, you need to slow down. You need to literally slow down your energetic body.
And your breath.
Breath, the brain that you have. Slow it down. Sit. Feel. And see what comes to you. If you start talking to yourself, that's okay, because you're talking to your higher self and you're talking to your spiritual guides that are there to assist you. If you hear ringing in your ears, goosebumps going up the back of your neck, if your head starts to feel heavy and full, if your hands start to tingle, if you start to feel the kundalini awakening in your chakras, all of these things are messages of letting you know that you are waking up and the DNA is waking up as well.
Getting enlivened, yeah, and strengthening your auric field and your chakra system.
Always stay in the resonance of love and always be with those who are in the resonance of love as well. The more you are here, the easier it is to stay and the easier it is for your guides to give you messages. Remember, one step at a time.
It's the theta brain, right? When you're slowing your
Yes.
brain down to, Joe Dispenza talks about this, Bruce Lipton talks about it, getting into that theta brain state. When you're able to do that, then you can jump dimensions, or jump's not really the right word.
You're able to
weave in and out.
Yes.
Of different dimensions with ease and with grace. So, oh, Chelsea, it's good to see you here, sunshine. Haven't seen you in a while. Of course, she's asking about the Arcturians. By the way, they've been coming through more for us as well lately. So she wants to know, why are the Arcturians coming through so much right now, more and more? We've seen them more too. They've been showing up for little frequency adjustments every now and then.
1 second.
Is everyone familiar with galactic energies and even what she means by Arcturians? Well, for the sake of...
We won't call them through, but what we will say is this. They've always been here. Your DNA, or at least a part of it, is a part of theirs as well. You are a great experiment, if you will. You are an incredible species made up of multiple DNAs. Why are they coming through more? Is because you are asking them to. You are connecting with them. Your species, human, sapien, and we're going to say sapien again, is starting to realize that you are not alone in this universe. And that what you see as a paucity of liquid water exists everywhere. And where there is water, there is always life, but not the way that you see it or can imagine it. So they're coming because you are becoming more open to their energies. You don't fear them, and you start to understand that they are not gods and goddesses as you once did, but they are separate beings here to allow you to become enlivened again, to understand that you're not alone and they were here to help you.
Well, and one of their strengths is frequency adjustments, right?
Yes.
So if we are all frequencies, and if you think about, they were referring to the Kundalini rising, which is what yogis most know about that awakening process, or what they refer to it as. They simply do it in a different way. So when they work through our DNA, they're simply adjusting frequencies
That is their specialty
That's their
area, you could say.
Specialty. So that's why they're coming through. More people are being open to working with them in that way.
If there are those souls out there that connect more to the galactic realms, then please do so. They will assist as well.
Avon wants to know just about stones. I would just say yes to that, right? If you feel drawn to a stone, is it likely positive for you and not negative? You're going to change what you're connected to all the time. I find, like, I'm doing this big old monster amethyst right now, but that will change when I'm feeling connected.
Have the perception that it is positive or negative.
Just more what you might need right now.
Yes. And what it is that you need now. One second, please.
Mm-hmm.
What you need now is to initiate your opening. Use these stones to do this, and we will come to you. We are not the guides right now. We are your guides. We are what you refer to as Lemurian, and we are speaking now. Allow us to come, and there will be more that will come through you and to you. They needed to say that, they said.
Oh, I guess the Lemurians needed to say that.
They are another very highlight being.
And it's much easier for us to channel them now. Before, it was quite a process to bring them in and out.
You only need to become accustomed to their frequency. That's all.
So what about high vibrational, spiritual, fulfilling places in Eritrea? You mean like a Sedona or a Mount Shasta or a Peru or there are places like that everywhere.
Urutrea. You have a very interesting language and sounds. Many of the letters in your alphabet have interesting frequencies. Places. You don't need to go anywhere, to be honest. But you can go to the places that you hold sacred, where you live. If these are the places that call to you, then go to them. In essence, as a light being, all you truly need to do is sit and connect. But we will never discourage you from going anywhere if that is what it takes to open, to realize who you are. Many times, wherever you go, wherever these sacred places are, they will allow you to open as well. And that's good.
There's almost like a memory or a frequency from that place, whether it be the pyramids in Egypt or, even in places in upstate New York we've been to, right?
Yes, it could be anywhere.
Yeah. So how flexible is destiny in this lifetime? How much of them was pre-chosen before this lifetime, and how much can be changed and choose as you go through the lifetime?
1 second, please.
I love that question.
Destiny.
Talking about manifesting new realities. You can manifest new realities and new timelines.
We prefer to say probabilities. You have manifested an infinite amount of probabilities that can occur because that's who you are as light beings. You can refer to it as destiny if you choose, but we prefer not to say that, because when you choose destiny, you are locking yourself into one path and one way of thinking.
Yeah.
So choose possibilities and probabilities instead of destiny, because anything can be changed at any given moment. If you choose, if you have the will to do so, you can manifest it.
I think that plays to what we hear from a lot of people who are still thinking about karma, or that some kind of karma is following them and they have a preset contract or whatever in this lifetime, and that it can't be changed. I think still many people believe that.
Well, let us speak here from you and Anthony.
They're laughing. The probability of us staying together and doing this spiritual work was high, but not that high.
What was the probability of Anthony actually waking up?
When I met him, very low.
You see, you have the ability to change your own destiny, if you want to call it that. You only need to listen carefully. Think with your heart. Feel into it. Don't be afraid. You can change whatever it is that you want with a mere thought and intention. So destiny, karma are only words that you use to keep you where you are.
Locked in.
Yes.
To a belief system.
Let go of all of the belief systems, and then you will free yourselves, all of you.
Yeah, the language is power. I mean, Greg Braden's Wisdom Codes, I love that book. He talks about, and a Japanese spiritual group we're working with as well, same thing, the frequency of language, how it literally unlocks things and sets new realities in motion, and not just in this timeline. That's the cool thing about.
They refer to them as ancestors.
Yeah.
You refer to them as shadows.
Shadow work.
Yes.
Thomas Hubel, one of our, another spiritual teacher we like. He does.
If you want to prefer them as shadows,
yeah,
then cast light upon them. If they are your ancestors, allow them to come through and allow them to work with you as well.
Yeah, one of the spiritual teachers we like who does a lot with collective trauma. So he's literally working in the Middle East. He's working at the UN, and he is literally working to change these belief systems that are embedded in ancestral lineage that goes back and goes forward and is even embedded in the land. And he's working to clear that. Very powerful stuff. So yes, it's all changeable. Absolutely. Let's see, scroll down. Hopefully I'm not missing any. How to build trust with the guides for what they say, and see, I'm not sure if I'm reading this correctly, for what they say and that I can and do hear and interpret them correctly. So I think even though it's sort of a personal question, I think it applies to everybody who's trying to connect to their guides. So how can people build trust in their guides and to interpret the information that's coming through?
The first thing that you must do, you cannot build trust of your guides until you build trust in you. Mm. You must have trust and faith in who you are as a soul. Mm. And when you have that, then you may build trust in your spirit guides as well. When you're able to be grounded into what it is that you want in your lifetime, your guides will come to you. You will only receive what you desire. It is a difficult path at times. It does take practice. Mm-hmm. Practice, you will be able to connect to their frequencies. But there is no one way. There are many ways. You decide on how you're going to do it. Will you use stones? Will you build a machine?
There's someone on this call who's done
geometry?
that.
Yes.
Yes. Will you do transcendental meditation? We have many people in our courses who started with TM.
Will you use a substance to help you open up as well?
Like psychedelics or
yes,
frog medicine or...
We do not say one is better than the other. We only say, do what gets you there. And then you will be on the journey. But you must listen with your heart and feel the energies that are coming through to you. You are not crazy. You are simply opening up.
Yeah. And where you start is likely not where you're going to, because you'll keep shifting as you grow in your path. New teachers, new energies, new guides will keep presenting themselves to you. So the key is just to be open enough to hear and listen to the new messages and the new pathways that are...
And always be willing to change.
Yeah, always be willing to change. Let's see. How do we accelerate manifestation on this earth plane? Can we manifest things without time delay? Ooh, there's Olivier with time again. I think we should do a whole course on time. Time and space continuum. What do you think?
If you choose. We will not deny you of what it is that you desire.
Just sounds interesting.
How can you manifest? Faster? Quicker? Well, we will say this. You must get into the loop. You must get into the vortex. You must get into the frequency of manifestation. When you get into that frequency, that loop, if you will, it will constantly be coming.
Yeah.
When you change the way that you're thinking and perceiving, then it's always there. And it will happen faster and faster and faster. That's how you do it. Now, if you believe the opposite.
Well, can you give them a real life example of staying in that frequency?
Staying in that frequency.
Or getting in that frequency and staying there.
Well, you must get there first. And then you must stay there.
And don't self-sabotage it. So often what we do is that there's a program running in the back of our brain that just keeps playing over and over and over again. And so we need to bypass that.
No more woe is me. Poor me. That will not get you there. Remember, your cup is not half empty. It's not half full. Your cup is always overflowing. And that is how you will perceive and live your lives now. Your cups are always overflowing with abundance.
And love.
And of course, love. And stay with that idea of overflowing cups. What do you always say, Gaia? The brain doesn't know.
The brain has no idea what you tell it. So just tell it something that you wish to have, but not using the words want. Want just gives you more of want and more of lack. So you want to be using things that you visualize as if it's already happened. This is how Yeshua
and you must feel it.
Healed 2,000 years ago.
You must feel the emotions of that you are already there.
Yeah.
And you will manifest faster and faster and faster.
This is how healing happens too.
Yes, of course.
We could go pretty deep there. That's this is one of our favorite topics. So, but let's see. We'll go on because there's still quite a few messages. A number of us here on Earth have already ascended, and we are here to help the collective evolve. Yes, Chelsea, and you're one of them. Our Arcturian.
We would not say that you have ascended. We would say that you are enlivened now. Remember, there is no ascension or descension. There is no up and down. There is no here and there. There is no in and out. There only is. And you decide on what that is all. If there are those here, and we believe there are many, that are already enlightened, who have come to the realization that they are here to assist others in discovering their true authentic selves, then we applaud all of you. For what you're doing is not easy. You are going against the grain, but continue to do so. And we will always be behind you, in front of you, next to you, and we will work through you. So you can continue to spread love, cheer, gratitude, faith, and abundance to all. We take our hats off to you, Chelsea, for the work that you're doing with others.
Chelsea's a long timer. She's been with us from early days. So, what do, well, galactic beings, I'll say, rather than galactic beings would like to share with us today?
Galactic beings.
Our blue team. What would they like to share?
Are you asking for them to come?
I think she is. I don't know if it's a she or he with that email address, because it's not a first name. So, so forgive me for that. I don't know if it's a he or she.
1 second, please.
So they'll come through. They will also speak as a collective, being our, what you would say, galactic team. So he's changing energies now, and rather than connect through his auric field, they connect through his DNA to speak. So they're coming through now.
We are your brothers. We are your sisters. We are your family members. We are what you refer to as the seven sisters, stars. We are Palladian energies, and you are most like us. Remember these things, all of you. You are not alone in this universe. You are not alone in your own galaxy. We are here with you as well. Call on any of us and we will assist you. Remember, we are high light beings just as you are. We are just older, as you would say. One day you will become very similar to us and you will work with us directly. We are always amongst all of you. You may not see us, but there are those that do work with us. We are always here in attendance, and we are here to stretch ourselves out to you. Call us, please. We have been here for thousands of years, and we will continue to be here in order to assist all of you on your ascension process. We are your Palladian brothers and sisters. Only love is here now.
Thanks, guys.
So you see.
So they just left. I don't know if you felt the energy change, but they're a little bit more robotic when they speak through Anthony. So there was a little bit of an energy shift.
They can only use his DNA, and that is all. They cannot go into the auric field as much as we do.
Yeah, not permitted. So it's more speaking through the consciousness.
And they do not come through you. They will have to come only through Anthony. However, good news. All of your family members are here. Your cosmic family members are here to assist you as well. That's why we always tell you there are so many different paths to get to where you want to be. Choose only one, and then when you are ready to take another one, choose that one as well.
So Anthony's yoga buddy, Tariq, is here, and he wants to know, how do we stay sane among all the crazy energy? He doesn't say crazy. Among the other entities here and beyond. I'll add that our life can be crazy at times. He didn't say that. How do we stay sane?
Sane, sanity, clean. How do you stay sane?
Balance.
Yes.
Balance, balance, balance.
My good friend, Tariq, stay balanced.
Yeah.
Stay grounded. You know who you are. You are of love. Remember that. You, among all, know this already. You are magic. Give that magic to others and share it. You are light. Bring light and share it to others who are less fortunate than you. You are kind. Share your kindness with others.
He always brings good wine to our house.
He is beauty as well. It is through all of these qualities that you are, Tariq, that you will be able to stay, as you say, sane. But sanity is relative to the soul.
Yeah, I'd say balance. Like I feel like a lot of people who have been coming into our circles recently who are feeling a little lost, it's because they've gotten a little too ingrained in either one belief system, one way of thinking, one way of teaching, or they're going too inward or they're going too outward. And so they don't have the balance and the yin yang flow of feminine and masculine. And balance in life, you've got to stay grounded. You know, you have to stay grounded.
When you say grounded, we will say this too. You are having your experience in the third dimensional realm. You cannot deny the Newtonian physics, if you call it, within your third dimensional realm. You can try. So you must always stay grounded. Remember that. We won't say any more about that.
So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit because I just want to make sure that there are people who have not had a question answered, and then maybe we can scroll back up, Olivier, if that's okay, or Olivia, not Olivier. And then we'll scroll back up. I just want to make sure we get some questions from people who haven't asked one yet. And Avon, yes, we did say Lemurians. Oh, Bibiana, don't worry about that. That's totally cool. Don't worry about that. Okay. I just want to see. Oh, Gloriana has a question. Is there anything that we can do to help wake up our loved ones besides holding space and love for them? You mean our very asleep family members? And then we'll scroll back up. I just want to make sure we get some questions that people didn't. Waking up our asleep friends and family members. We all have many.
When the messages are given, we've always said it's not always about the messages, but it's about how it is received. Do you understand? You can give messages until your face turns the color of a Palladian, a bluish hue, we say. All of the messages that you give can be of love. Kill them with kindness. But remember, it is up to them, the soul, to receive the message. Hold space if you desire. But we say if you're going to hold space, hold it for you. Hold space in a resonance of love. Remember, you are not there to save them. You are there to be in a resonance of love. And you will give these messages to those who will receive them, those who are ready to receive. Those who are not ready to receive will not hear you. They will not see you. And that too is okay.
It doesn't mean that a little light won't get into their auric field simply by being of love around them.
Perhaps a little bit of light will seep in, and that's all it takes, a little bit of that resonance. But don't focus on changing them. You must change the way you perceive them as well.
Yeah.
Remember, many of you have family members that will not resonate with you. But remember, they're here to show you who you are not, so that you may become the soul that you truly are. And that is of love and light.
Yeah.
This is not easy, is it?
No.
No.
So
but it does take practice.
I think we will have time for at least the questions that are here right now. So I'll scroll back up to Olivia here. When the energy is too much, what's the best way to deal with it? What's the best way to act it out?
When the energy is too much.
We had that yesterday after channeling Metatron. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was like shaking and vibrating. And
you tell your guides to back off. As Anthony says, back off.
Sometimes, yeah, when you need your own alone time and you need balance.
You let them know that you are in charge and that they need to back their energy down a little bit.
Dial it down.
Yes, so that you may integrate it into your chakras, your meridians, and into your DNA. It takes time, but only tell them and it will happen. You must see it happening and it will occur.
Yeah.
Tell them to dial it down and to adjust. And then when you want them to dial it up again, focus on it and you will receive it. You are.
Yeah, always remember that you're in charge. That's so important. So guides have touched on this, or she says that the guides may have touched on this, but she has heard that we're in a great shift right now and that we'll soon be, likely by 2035, in a place of no more war or poverty. Is this what they mean by saying that our species will soon be highlight beings?
When we say soon, we say that with a relative meaning. Soon is relative to time itself. When we say soon, that could also mean 100 or 1,000 years from now. Remember, time is relative. The probability of you becoming a very highlight beings is highly probable. And that is because you have so many working with you at this time. You are not alone. That's also because you are opening up more and more now. As your science advances, and it's advancing very quickly, so does your spirituality. They both are one in the same. We know that's a bit difficult sometimes to believe, but it is true. The faster your science evolves, the faster your spirituality evolves as well. Remember these things.
What's happening in quantum physics is actually happening in our world.
In all of your science,
yeah,
it's happening.
Biology now. Also.
Epigenetics.
Epigenetics. A friend of ours is one
quantum
of the
biology.
Yeah, one of the top epigenetic scientists in the world, actually.
And you're discovering more and more of your exoplanets.
Yep.
And you're going to discover soon that on these exoplanets, as you call them, there is life. And then you will truly know, your world will know that you are not alone. Believe this. Your governments already know this.
my former client, Ray Kurzweil, who's an inventor, he's got his, he writes about the singularity. He has another book coming out about the singularity, that it's even nearer than we think.
The singularity, knowing that you are all one of all.
Yes. So the real key, and we'd love new people who are here to help us do that. We want to bridge this gap between the worlds of science and spirituality more. We want to be able to bring these conversations together in a way that doesn't alienate.
You are bringing together both divine feminine and divine masculine.
Yes.
Science and spirituality. You are encouraging the non-duality of them all, aren't you?
Yes.
And that's why you are here. That is why we are here, to show you the non-duality of who you truly are. Is it time now?
Well, we're coming towards the end, but we just have 2 more questions. So let's just see. I think that spirit energy to work with as a beginner. Oh, that's so, God, that is so specific to each person. So Aben, why don't you email me that, actually, your private message, if you'd like to do that. Okay, so I think there's just 2 more questions. So there's so many guides that we can connect to. Do we have the option to work with a specific one? Absolutely. That's actually a good way to start. We started with just one guide.
We only sent one guide to you, so we wouldn't terrify you.
That's true.
Yes. Work with one guide.
And it could be the Isis energy. If Isis is calling to you, that could be a reason, actually.
As you begin to open little by little, more guides will come to you. And then more guides will come to you. Always be open to all of the energies. Always be grounded and know who you are.
And know who you're connecting to. But that's really a great way to open, is to focus on just one energy.
That is.
That's one of the reasons we did that course on gods and goddesses, right? Is to, some people just have a connection to a particular goddess or whatever. It's just a way to open. It's just a way to open. And I think that actually may be, a message from Isis.
We will not call the energy.
It's too big, especially, given what time it is. Her energy is so big to bring forth, but
we will say this to you.
And we are going to do a course, by the way, on Isis meets the Hathors. We're kind of excited about
Isis is not who you think.
Yeah.
She is.
Do you want to explain that a little bit about
Isis? We will tell you
energy?
that Isis is a very high light being that is manifesting herself. We will say herself as a goddess. But she is one energy with which we encourage you all to connect with. She will give to you knowledge, love, strength, and other things as well.
But I'm just going to post this. The first link is Blue Soul Earth / Study with Spirit. That's where we post everything that we do, pretty much everything that we do on courses. And so we are going to do something on Isis and the Hathors. I don't know exactly when. It'll be sometime January, February, March. And we're doing that because our community asked us for it. A lot of people are interested in ancient Egyptian mystery school teachings and the Isis and Hathor energy. And because we can channel it, and several people asked us to do that, we are going to offer it. So just check there. And then I also put a link to our Blue Soul Earth YouTube, where we're posting a lot of stuff, where you can just, subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get our numbers up because apparently YouTube's algorithm doesn't even look at you until you have 1,000 subscribers. They don't even weave you into the ring. So please subscribe. It's free. And then that's our private Facebook group as well, if you guys want to join that.
I believe that is all at this time.
Okay. Yes, I guess.
And with that, we bid you adieu.
Yeah, so our guides are going to leave now. And I'm also just going to put a quick link to the New Living Expo, just in case anybody's interested, because we're not the only ones speaking. There's quite a few, like I said, Deepak Chopra speaking, Marianne Williamson, but there's the link to register for that. And that's at 5 p.m. today, Pacific time. And I think we're going to do another one of these next Sunday, right?
Yes.
So if you guys are from Europe or Australia, please tell people. We want to reach more people from other parts of the world. And our main reason for that is quite selfish. I run a travel magazine as well, and we love to travel. So when COVID lifts, we want to go do retreats in France and Australia. So we want to reach more people there so we can go do retreats and fun places.
Yes, that is correct.
Ireland.
Remember this, all of you.
Eastern Europe. Africa. I've lived in 11 countries, so I'm dying to go back. The COVID constraints are killing.
May we speak?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. We don't really leave. We don't really go anywhere. We're always around you all the time. Do not be afraid. Have strength, all of you, and have faith. You are all high light beings filled with love that is beyond your comprehension. We want you all to know this again. Call upon us, and we will come to you, with you, through you, so that you may be who you truly are in this lifetime. Peace be with you, love be with you, and share that with others. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Hari Om.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you for receiving us.
They hate to leave.
We really don't leave, do we?
They kind of step back from his auric field.
That's all we do.
But I will tell you, Tariq, of all the crazy times that we have that are kind of nutty, whenever Anthony and I get into an argument, I ask our guides to come through, and he's just filled with love. It's perfect. So there's a benefit of having all of these guides around. Anthony's humanness has, yes, and wine, right? A little bit of great Bordeaux, never hurt anybody. You back?
Yeah. Did you say Tariq?
Yeah, Tariq's here.
Hey, Tariq.
Yeah,
good to see you,
he
man.
is here.
I see guys. I see different guys.
Yeah,
there.
there's some guys for a change.